So YouTube is all I've got left. And that isn't to say I didn't want to be a YouTuber and I didn't want to get into content creation. To be completely honest, I didn't really have any real career goal, like a thing I wanted to be. But I've been watching YouTube for years and years and years, and it never occurred to me that this was something that someone like me could do. Like, I never really thought that anyone would want to watch my content, and I never thought that anyone would care about what I had to say. And that's because, growing up, I was always on the back burner. When it came to hanging out with friends, it was never really about me or the things that I enjoyed. I never really hung out with people who cared about what I had to say and the things that were interesting to me, my music, the shows I watched, anything like that. And so it really wore me down to the point where I never really wanted to be around people. And that kind of feeling, it kind of bleeds into other parts of your life. Like, it's hard to go to school when it feels like everyone around you is looking at you because you're doing something wrong, like you're walking weird or you talk weird, or there's just something about you that's just wrong because you've been made to feel like you're out of place when you're with people who should make you feel at home and, comfortable and happy. But yeah, so YouTube really wasn't my first choice, and I never really thought that this was something that I could do. And even though I've been watching for all these years, I always thought that it was just a fun thing to watch. Like, of course, I can't make TV shows because I'm not into recording things and I'm not into this or that. And of course, I can't be a writer because I like free writing and I don't like sticking to any formal styles and I don't read, which is a good thing to do if you plan on being a writer. And there's a lot of things that I never thought I could do that I probably would enjoy, but it's because I wouldn't do them the way that other people would do them. And the really freeing thing about YouTube is that on here, I feel like you get the opportunity, at least the opportunity, your foot is in the door from the get go to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. And even though this is really hard, not like hard in terms of like backbreaking, like I've done hard work before, but it's hard to say what you think, to put yourself out there. This isn't scripted, and I know a lot of content is. I'm just not there yet. So I'm trying to do this whole speaking from my heart thing, which is difficult. And that's because like I've put myself out there to the people around me before and it like bites you back, you know? You try putting yourself out there and when your vulnerability is met with apathy, is met with rejection, is met with all these different things that don't actually help you, that, wear you down, that break you down. It really makes it hard to express yourself. And after years and years, you get this feeling like, do I even have feelings? Because it gets to a point where you get this idea that I shouldn't be thinking about how I feel because nobody cares. So why should I? It only hurts more to feel things when there's no one you can share your feelings with. And YouTube isn't my solution to that. It's just the place where I feel like I can be creative. But in the long term, I hope that this place can be like a gateway into a different kind of relationship with people. Because I've just had such a bad experience up until now with talking to people. So here I am on YouTube doing the YouTube thing. And it's really freeing, honestly, YouTube, because you get to make a video about whatever you want. You get to talk about whatever you want, how you're doing, how you're feeling, anything. And at least someone will watch it. Someone will pay attention. And that's the thing. Back in the day when I had an Instagram, in high school or in college, even though I would talk to people and, I tried to be really social, but regardless of how, much I put myself out there, or how nice I was, or how much interest I showed in other people, no one would ever pay attention to what I post. And it's not like I need that validation or anything, but it's just crazy to think that there could be millions and millions of people on a platform and dozens of people who know who you are in real life, and they don't show up. They don't care about anything you post because it isn't flashy and it isn't like super impressive or anything. Like, just one person would have been enough. And every now and then, a friend of mine would like or view one of my posts or something like that. But it's not like I need to be viral or anything. And it's not like I need everyone around me to constantly care about what I'm doing and what I'm up to and everything. It's just, you get worn down, Like it just wears at you. And so YouTube is really where I've ended up because I just can't really be around people. They just make me uncomfortable. People make me uncomfortable, not because of anything they could do or say, but because I just don't feel like I belong around other people, which is something I can get over in time. But I think deep down, I'm like a really social person. I grew up around people, all sorts of different kinds of people in a lot of different places. And I was always very social, but like as you get older, being too vulnerable and being too social, it's not very appealing to people, People don't like it when you show too much of yourself because it's weird and it's different, and I can't really fault anyone for feeling that way because they've probably faced something similar. They probably put themselves out there and it didn't go the way they wanted to. And so now when they see someone else doing that, they can't support it. They can't uplift it. It's weird. People should just get by. People should reserve themselves for the people who are close to them, the privacy of their own home, where it's acceptable to be yourself. And I just can't do that. Like, there's just some piece of me that's just wrong where it's like, I can't pretend to be something else. Like, I don't have the ability to fake it. Like, I can't code switch. I can't just change up. Like I have to be the thing that I'm feeling, the thing that I'm thinking at any given moment in time, and it shows on my face, which it sounds like that's a good thing. It means that I'm whatever, authentic or something like that. But really, people need to be able to like switch up, and they need to be able to be calm in certain situations and to be whatever to fit the place that they're in. And I guess I can't really do that. So I don't know. It's been difficult. And so I ended up here on YouTube, and I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm hopeful because I have a lot of ideas that I want to pursue. It's just kind of hard getting started. Getting started is the hardest part. But I mean, I look forward to this. I look forward to making content and doing that sort of thing, which is new. I haven't really looked forward to anything in a long time. But now I feel a little ambitious, and I know it doesn't exactly like show in what I'm making right now. I haven't made anything super creative, and I haven't really done anything new and interesting yet, but at the moment it's just about building confidence, and you can kind of do that here. You can build confidence. You put yourself out there. You get to record what you want, say what you want, do whatever. And I feel like eventually once I'm comfortable speaking on here, it's gonna fulfill me in some way. It's gonna make me feel better. But it's also like a career. It's something I can actually do for money. And it's not like I want to be rich or anything, but I would like to actually give back to my mom. I mean, of course, everyone should love their mom and everything, but I feel like I really should do something. And I feel like I have wasted so many people's time with my inability to commit to anything and my inability to like do the things that other people make look so easy. And I feel like I have never been lacking in ideas. And so here I am to turn my ideas into something for people to watch so that hopefully I can make a living out of this and give back. And just to close out, I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. I know there are a lot of people who are in similar circumstances where it feels like they're at the end of a long list of things that they were supposed to do, but they weren't able to pull through and do things the right way. But in the end of the day, I don't see this as me being backed into a corner. I see this as an opportunity for me to give my all to something that was staring me in the face the entire time. I've been on YouTube for so long. And here it is, my opportunity to express all the ideas that I had, to do all the things that I want to do. And I am excited to get better at this